Hi everyone, I'm Ree from mummyoffour.com. I help busy mums make their lives easier with parenting tips, tricks, hacks and advice. In this video, we are talking all about how to get your fussy eater... Oh, and this is Zara. Yes, you are Zara. In this video, we're talking about how to get your fussy eater to eat a wider variety of food and a slightly larger quantity of food, potentially too. I have had my fair share of battles with fussy eaters. My second son especially, who has autism, was so rigid with his food. He used to eat a very healthy diet, but a very, very rigid diet, where he literally ate exactly the same breakfast, lunch and dinner wherever we went. He ate the same meals that I had to prepare myself and freeze and take with us, even to the point where when we went to France, I had to fill the freezer with food I'd prepared myself. Otherwise, he just would have starved for the 10 days we were over there. So, obviously, autism brings its own complications, but I am, well accustomed to the difficulties that you can face with fussy eaters. I'm delighted to say, I'm delighted to say that William now eats a massively wide variety of food, and he eats wherever we go. We can buy off the menu. We can eat family meals where we all eat the same thing. And I'm going to share the tips with you that, Zara is bringing me hands full of counting bears, aren't you? Do you want to come and sit with Mummy and be in the video?
No.
No? Okay, you play nicely on the floor. Mummy's going to talk to these people, okay? Right, so my tip number 1 is to offer something numerous times. Just because your child refuses it once or doesn't seem keen on it or won't eat it. I used to make this mistake all the time with my first little one, thinking that just because he wouldn't eat it once, it's like, oh, he doesn't like it, I won't eat it again. Because as adults, we know we've tasted something and we're sort of more likely to know, okay, I did like it, but I just wasn't hungry then, or perhaps I didn't like the way it was presented, or the plate it's on, or whatever. And we'd know whether we want to actually try something again. Children might just be refusing something because of the shape of it, or they just weren't hungry at the time, or they were feeling under the weather. All these reasons that they won't necessarily be able to communicate with you, but just because they don't want to eat something at the time does not mean that they don't like it, basically. So keep offering it. I'd say at least 7 to 10 times before you properly write it off, and shelve it for a while before offering it again. My next tip number 2, and this is a big one for my children. If you want your children to try something new, don't put it on their plate. Put it on your plate. And then when it's on your plate, just tuck into it happily. And they'll be all, what's that? What have you got there? Can I have some of that? And you'll be like, oh, this is Mummy's. Oh, you want some, do you? And honestly, the number of things that the girls especially have tried that have been on, especially my husband's plate, that I haven't even offered to them yet, that I'm pretty sure they would have turned their nose up if I just bunged it on their plate. I cannot tell you how many things that has happened with. I honestly cannot tell you. So, basically, that's tip number 2. Pop it onto their plate. Your plate, not theirs. Can't get my words out. Right. Next tip. Zara, do you want to come and sit with Mummy?
No.
No? No? You sure? You just want to play that noisy game, do you? Of course she does. Noisiest game where Mummy's trying to make a video. Right, the next thing is that my next tip would be... There's a dog on the chair. Excellent. Good stuff. And a rabbit. Brilliant. My next tip has got to be to put something on their plate that they do like and something they don't like. And objective number 1 is just to get them to agree to have it on their plate. So if I know a lot of children will be like, I can't have it on my plate, I can't touch anything. If you can just think, right, okay, you don't even have to eat it, you just have to be able to leave it on your plate, and then you can have a reward for whatever it is, whichever reward system you're using, positive incentives and stickers and things. But if you don't even want them to try it, you just want them to get them to leave it on the plate, that can be a huge, huge achievement for some children. And once they're used to having things on their plate, then you can put more things that they don't like on their plate. And once they're used to having those things on their plate, they're more likely to be keen on trying them. Oh, you want to show them your bunny? There we go. Bunny's in the video now. Happy? Good girl. So yeah, then that can be a huge, huge step. And if you can achieve that, get them to leave it on their plates, you're literally halfway there, because that is often the biggest battle. So like I said, tip 3, get them to leave it on their plates, and then from there move to getting them to try things if they're really being quite difficult. Right, the next tip would be just to have a change around of plates. This can sound really daft, but sometimes children will eat something off a different plate. So a different coloured plate, a plate in the shape of something, in the shape of faces and things. If you can then, I know you can get some plates that are like a board game. They're supposed to eat along the plate. There's all sorts of different things you can get. Have a look on eBay, have a look on Amazon. If you can find a plate that excites them, sometimes they're more likely to eat more of the variety of food that you're asking them to eat. My next tip is to change up the shape of the food. So quite often children will eat something in the shape of sticks, but won't eat something in circles or whatever it might be. And often just by changing the shape of the food, they're more likely to try it. Certainly if you can go as Pinterest mad as you want and put your food into different and make shapes on the plate and things with the food. You can want to go crazy and be all artistic. I'm not super artistic for stuff like that, but if you are, knock yourself out. That will probably work for your children. But yeah, literally cutting the food in different shapes can make all the difference with whether they're going to try something or not. My next tip is to change the location. Bizarrely, things that children especially, will not eat in the house, they will reportedly eat other places. So if you're really struggling to get your children to eat something and they go to nursery, for example, ask nursery to try and feed them that food, because quite often they will eat things in nursery they will not eat at home. Likewise for over friends' houses or wherever you're going, perhaps a restaurant. If something they won't eat in the house, try and persuade someone else or some other location to encourage them to try it. So say nurseries, friends' houses, grandparents, anything like that. But often just by changing the location, they'll try it. And then when they've tried it, they realise they like it and they'll eat it. So that's worth a go. And my last tip 7, if in doubt, puree it. And I'm not suggesting you feed your children purees forever, but hidden vegetables in sauces and things as a last resort. If you cannot get them to eat a whole vegetable, it is not the end of the world. It will not be like that forever. But if you still want to get that nutrition into your children, puree that stuff into the sauce. You're making a spag bol, puree a load of veg, whack it in the sauce. They won't even know it's there. Honestly, I've done this so many times for my children before they would eat certain vegetables. It might change the colour of the sauce ever so slightly, but really they can barely taste it and they get the nutrition anyway. So I hope those have helped. Those are my 7 tips for encouraging your fussy eaters to eat a little bit more variety, and then by eating a bit more variety, the quantity should follow. If you've liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you are catching this over on YouTube, please make sure you have subscribed to my channel. And if you're not on YouTube, head over there and subscribe to the channel, Mummy of 4 UK, and make sure you hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos every single week. If you're catching this on Facebook, please make sure you have liked the page and turned on notifications. Zara, come and say goodbye to everybody. Come and say goodbye. Bye. Come and say bye-bye. Come and say here and say bye-bye. Let me wipe your nose and you can say goodbye. Come here. Oh, little stinker. She's running away. Come and say goodbye to everybody. She's literally, I've got a tent in the corner of my office that's come up from her room. She's gone to hide in the tent. Come here. Come and say goodbye to everybody. She doesn't want to say goodbye, so I'm going to have to say goodbye for her. Everyone's going now. You not want to say goodbye? She's hiding. You little stinker. You're going to cry when I turned it off, aren't you? I shall say goodbye for myself then. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.